New Zealand is a glass box. Inside is an isolated, protected, and beautiful ecosystem. But outside, creepy crawlies, nasty predators, scary diseases, and they're all on their toes to attack a fragile ecosystem at any given time. As New Zealand has been isolated for such a long period of time, native species do not have the mechanisms to defend themselves against foreign species. Thus, any invasive species could cause a huge disruption. What really are pests? By definition, pests are an insect or a small animal that is harmful or damages crops. Pests are the public enemy number one for New Zealand. Pests are split into two factions. On one hand are the evil predators, which eat native species' eggs and kill the young, and sometimes even attack the adults. Some major players within this team are possums, rats, rabbits, and stoats. Though fluffy, their claws say otherwise. Many native species to New Zealand aren't actually able to fly, like the kiwi. Their wings aren't meant for flying. Even if they once were, hundreds of millions of years ago, definitely they're not designed for flying now. To a possum, the kiwi egg and the kiwi just looks like a delicious late night snack. So the other type of pests were the introduced animals which have a direct impact on the animal's well-being, such as goats, deers, and pigs. These can eat and damage vital plants within the intricate ecosystem, and they could also destroy the habitats, killing these native species. These pests can change the ecosystem and ultimately disrupt the fragile food chain. So how did these species enter New Zealand if New Zealand has been so well preserved and so isolated, so pristinely for so many years? What happened? Well, the short answer is globalization. Early European explorers inadvertently had rats on their ships, and as they landed, they escaped into the wild. Later in 1830, as an effort to bring back hunting traditions into New Zealand, rabbits were released into the wild. Well, yeah, this sounds pretty dumb, and it was, but I bet you can guess what happened next. So, in an effort to stop the plaguing population, stoats were introduced. Well, yeah, not a great idea either. Instead of hunting the rabbits, the stoats just went for the easier looking prey, which were the native New Zealand species. So as more European arrived, cats, dogs, and farm animals were all brought onto New Zealand and introduced. Out of all the enemies New Zealand has, not a lot by the way, pests are the worst of all. That is why there are so many conservation laws, regulations, requirements, and initiatives in order to protect New Zealand, to preserve the uniqueness which composes our identity.